said, Spank, your performance was whack. They bullshit. Snoop's never had your whack on stage, nigga. Take that hippie shit out of here. This is gangster zone.
This message is for my big cousin Daz. I've watched you talk to my dad for who knows how long, and I never said anything because y'all are cousins. That's between y'all. The moment I draw the line is when you came at my grandpa a certain way. You and I both know how you came at him, and I'm gonna keep that between us. But you came at him a certain way, and I told you how I felt about it. And when I see you in person, it's so funny. When I saw you in person, you walked up to me trying to give me a handshake, telling me you apologized to my grandpa. And knowing that you were lying, knowing that you full of shit, I said you didn't apologize to him. And what I said after that, if you want to be real with yourself and tell you're following what I said, you could tell him, but I ain't gonna say it because you and I both know what was said and what was done. So I'll leave it at that. I have always spoke highly about you, even till this day. Because I remember vividly when I was on tour at 19, 18 years old, everybody on tour was talking about my music. Everybody said, Spank, wag, this, and that. And there was only two people that was trying to help me shape my sound and help me sound better. And that was you, and that was Superfly. So for you to get on this internet and tell me, and say, my is whack, well, it's just crazy. Like, you was the one nigga rooting for me when other niggas were saying my shit. And now everybody rooting for me, and you the only nigga saying my whack. So at this point, I already knew it, but there's something wrong with you, cuzzo. Everything is aligning. I'm blowing up right now. Shit out for me right now. So I get why you talking to me. You mad at anything that's working out. Anything that's doing good, you gonna hate on it. That's what you known for right now. You're not known for all the legendary shit you did. You and I both know what happened between me and you. If you want to be real and say what happened, I'll let you say your side of the story. But if I see another video of you talking about me and you lying, I'm gonna bring out the facts. I'm gonna bring out the truth. I got all the text messages you sent me. I got all the times you wanted to call me and vent about what you were going through with my dad or what happened between. I got all that, and I've never said nothing because I'm not that type of person. I can always be that type of person, like how I was when you saw me at my cousin Joe Cool funeral. You know what happened. So I can't wait to hear your side of the story of what happened and to see if you're gonna actually keep it real. Because I'm just not here for this. I'm here to make music, spend time with my kids, and just live life. That's all I'm trying to do. You want to get on the internet because you trying to keep your relevancy up. You trying to, I don't know what you're trying to do, cuzzo, but to this day, I tip my hat to you. I thank you for everything you've done for me, everything you've shown me. Another thing you did for me that I always appreciate, you told me about BMI and ASCAP. You're the reason why I got a TuneCore account. Like, you've done so much for me. And for me to finally get somewhere that I thought you was trying to help me get to, for you to talk shit, it's like, cuzzo, it's something wrong with you. And if it's something wrong with you, get it out your system. And if you need to throw hands or something with me, we could do that. Or if you want to just call me, we could do that. You got my number blocked. You got me blocked on Instagram. Like, cuzzo, you know I'm not the one, cuzzo. You know I'm different than all them. You know that. So just be careful how you moving right now when it comes to me. I'm not them. I'm completely different. You know that, I know that. So let's keep it peace.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Things are getting messy on the West Coast, and this time it's not just Snoop Dogg and Daz Dillinger going back and forth. Now Snoop's son, Calvin Love, has entered the conversation, and he's making it clear that he's tired of hearing his name brought into family drama. For anybody who's been following West Coast hip-hop over the years, you already know Daz Dillinger has never been afraid to speak his mind. Whether it's Snoop Dogg, Suge Knight, or somebody else connected to the Death Row legacy, Daz always seems to have something to say. But this latest situation caught a lot of people by surprise because instead of just targeting Snoop, Daz allegedly started taking shots at Snoop's son as well. And that's where things changed. See, Calvin Love isn't somebody who usually jumps into internet beef. Most of the time, he stays focused on his own career and avoids getting involved in the back-and-forth drama surrounding the older generation. But after hearing his name mentioned, he decided it was finally time to respond. What made his response stand out wasn't that he came with threats or disrespect. It was actually the complete opposite. Calvin started by showing Daz respect. He acknowledged Daz's legendary status on the West Coast and even gave him credit for supporting him early in his career when other people doubted him. According to Calvin, Daz was one of the people who encouraged him and showed him love when he was coming up. He said Daz taught him valuable lessons about music and business and that he would never ignore the role Daz played in helping him grow. But after giving that respect, Calvin delivered a message that had everybody talking. He basically told Daz, "You can have your issues with my father, but don't drag me into it." And then came the part that really got people's attention. Calvin claimed that he had already confronted Daz face-to-face in the past. He said they had conversations in person, including at family gatherings and even at funerals. According to him, whenever they met in real life, the energy was completely different from what people see online. That's why he seemed frustrated. His argument was simple. If there's really a problem, why does the energy change when everyone is standing face-to-face? Why wait until social media to make certain statements? That's the question many fans started asking after hearing Calvin's side of the story. The situation also highlights something bigger that's been happening for years within the Death Row family tree. A lot of these relationships go way deeper than music. These aren't just industry associates. Many of these people are connected through decades of friendship, family ties, and shared history. That's why fans are disappointed to see the disagreements continue playing out online. Even people who support Daz admit that constantly taking family disputes to the internet isn't helping anybody. At some point, the conversations have to happen privately if there's any chance of fixing the relationship. And that's exactly what Calvin appears to be saying. He isn't denying Daz's contributions to hip-hop. He isn't questioning Daz's legacy. In fact, he went out of his way to praise Daz's production work, his role in Death Row Records, and the impact he had on West Coast music. But respect doesn't mean silence. Calvin made it clear that he's willing to defend himself if necessary. He also suggested that Daz has been switching sides and changing his stance depending on the situation, something that seems to have bothered him for a long time. Meanwhile, fans remain divided. Some believe Daz has every right to express his frustrations regarding business, family, and Death Row history. Others feel that bringing younger family members into the conflict crosses a line that shouldn't be crossed. What nobody can deny is that this situation has now reached a different level. When the next generation starts speaking out, it usually means the tension has been building for a while. The good news is that Calvin's response wasn't filled with pure disrespect. Despite being frustrated, he still showed love and appreciation for what Daz has done in the culture. That leaves the door open for a conversation instead of a complete fallout. Now the question is simple. Will Daz and Calvin have that conversation privately, or will this family dispute continue playing out in front of the entire internet? One thing is for sure. Hip-hop fans are watching closely, and everybody wants to see whether this situation gets resolved before it turns into something much bigger. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Was Calvin right for finally responding, or should he have stayed out of it completely? And do y'all think Daz and Snoop's family can ever put these issues behind them? Let me know below.